Morning guys, sorry it's been about 2 weeks now since I actually did my last video, which was on the PlayStation Mini, or as some people say, the PlayStation Classic. And I still have to do part 2 to that video, but as you know guys, the PlayStation 1 library is vast. There is thousands and thousands of games, and trying to pick 20 that you want to put on, say, the system that you would have loved when the system was released a couple of years ago, it's a bit tougher than I thought it was going to be, but we will do that in a few weeks' time. Anyway, in the meantime, it kind of got me onto, you know, classic mini consoles that have been re-released by Nintendo, and Sega has their Sega Mega Drive Mini, the Model 1, the Model 2, things like that. So a few years ago, I actually came across this inside the second-hand shop. Now, it was up for, I think it was about €5, I think I paid for it. And at first glance, when I saw it on the shelf, I thought it was the Nintendo Classic. The one that had been released about 5 years ago, that Super Nintendo released. I think it was around 5, maybe 6 years ago maybe. That is since Super Nintendo released, or not Super Nintendo, since Nintendo released the very first Nintendo Classic, which was actually released here in Europe, I think, way back in 1986, the actual original system.
Will you be the one to witness the birth of the incredible Nintendo Entertainment System? The first to play with Rob, the extraordinary video robot. Batteries not included. He follows the commands you put on the screen, so you get to the dynamite before it explodes. Will you be the one to raise the incredibly accurate zapper and play games like Duck Hunt? Will you be the one to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System? Comes with Rob, zapper, control deck, 2 controllers, gyromite, and Duck Hunt.
About 5 years ago, they released the Nintendo Classic, which is a smaller version of it, like the PlayStation, as we were showing. I have a picture up here of it. I'm not too sure because I've never come across one, or I've never bought one. I think it was like maybe 20 games, 25 games on it. So anyway, as I say, I was inside the second-hand shop, and on the shelf behind the lady at the counter, there was this. The box looked very similar, and from a distance, I was convinced it was a Nintendo Classic, and I said, I'll buy that without even looking at it, and gave the lady €5, put it into her bag, thinking, oh my god, I have to get the bargain here, and went down to the shop. Now I still think I got a bargain because what I did get isn't too bad. And what I actually got, guys, here, it is called the Coolbaby. Now, I've seen people do videos online of these, and I remember when I saw it before, it was one of the ones that was released earlier on, around the time of the Nintendo Classic, and it only output in composite, so it didn't even output in HDMI. But luckily enough, this one that I picked up, wait if you can see on the front here, guys, says 600 games, which is questionable, is HDMI. It's an HDMI output, which is great. So anyway guys, we'll just do a little unboxing of it, and I'm going to show you a few clips up here of the different games and how questionable some of the games are. But I mean, if you're on a budget and you come across one of these, pick it up. If you can get it for as cheap as I got it, it's definitely worth picking up. Anyway guys, we'll open it up here, and I'm going to show you what's actually in the box. Now, on the front of the box, guys, you can see here, sorry guys, that looks to me like the original or Nintendo Entertainment System, and it does look like like a Nintendo Classic, except for these are on the opposite side, and there's 2 extra buttons on the actual controllers that I'm going to show you there now in a second, and they're really only for turbo and stuff, so I wouldn't even really worry about them. Anyway, let's do the unboxing. Oh yeah, and also guys, on the back of the box, if you want to know what all the 600 games are, get a magnifying glass out, because they have all the 600 names on the back of this. So that is it really guys. So anyway, let's open this up, and I should show you what we got in the box. Now guys, I bought this second hand, and it was in very, very good condition for second hand. So anyway guys, what you get is you get the Japanese, or sorry, the Chinese and English instruction booklet. So it's in Chinese here, but you open it up here, and there you go, you've got the English instruction manual. There's not much to setting it up guys. So that is that. Now, you also got, which I think is brilliant, 2 of these controllers, which for all intents and purposes look like they look like just like the Nintendo Entertainment System controllers, and the only difference really that I can see on them is there's 2 extra buttons. Do you know what I mean? Because on the original controller you only had these 2 buttons of D-pad, select and start. Now, on the original Coolbaby that was released about 5 years ago, the D-pad was very questionable. It felt cheap. It wasn't brilliant, but the D-pad on this is, I have to admit guys, it is fantastic. And I have played games, some of the games on it, and to be honest, I don't have any issue. There's no delay, there's no lag, and also on the Nintendo Classic that was released, Mini Classic that was released, the cables are very short on the controllers. But on this guys, I just want to show you, on this guys here, there's great length, look at the length, there's fabulous length in those cables. Now, the connections they're actually using are like I think it's the Atari or so, could be the Sega Mega Drive kind of style connectors. It's completely different on the Nintendo Classic. But anyway, works away fine. That's the controller. You do get a second controller, same length cable in the bag, which is fantastic. So there's the controller. So far guys, I'm thinking it definitely was worth €5. And here we have, as I said, yes, there is installed the actual console itself. And it's nicely packaged as well guys, because you also get this 2-pin European power supply, but you'll have to use, for here in Ireland, you have to use an adapter, because we've 3-pin plugs here to use it, so there's the power supply. And it's just a standard phone jack, you know, for standard Android phone. So if you've got one of them lying around, you can power it, but I've tested it, you can actually power it with that, with one of those Android connectors, USB connectors. So that's there. And also guys, in the box, look, they even throw in a HDMI cable. I mean, it's all ready to go to the box. And again guys, I keep going back for €5 for me. It wasn't bad. Now, so anyway, on with this unboxing here guys. So, here we go now guys. So this, now from a glance, it looks very, very similar to the Nintendo Classic. But as you can see here guys, the ports it's kind of reversed. But from a distance, if you looked at this and you weren't sure, you'd think it was the Nintendo Classic. But it's a Coolbaby, so it's a Chinese knockoff, basically. But all the classic games are on it, and some questionable versions of those classic games. But anyway, on the front, as I say, you've got your 2 connection ports, you've got your power button, reset button, and on the back here then guys, you have your power connect, where you put the power connection in, and your HDMI out. Simple as that, standard HDMI connection out. So when you turn on, I'll show you here guys, when you turn it on, you are presented with a screen that has Chinese writing on top and English, so go down to English, select it, and it brings you up. On the very front of the screen here guys, you have a list of things, like you've got Mario, you've got Contra, you've a couple of other things on the front here guys. And if you go into the Mario one, you've all the kind of original Mario 1, 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, and they're perfect. They look exactly like the 8-bit. They are the 8-bit game. They play perfect with this controller, and you won't be disappointed. But then, as you start to go through the games, let's show you here, guys. I came across a Mario game that it's Space Invader ripoff. So basically, you've got mushrooms, toads, shells, and stuff coming down, and you're Mario's head, and you're shooting them basically. I'll show you a clip up here, guys. It's kind of funny, but yeah, it's okay. Another game I came across, which I thought was very bad. I'm sorry, Sonic. The original Sonic is on it. In 8-bit, all its 8-bit glory. Stay away from it. I didn't like it. But I mean, there is a lot of games on this little thing, and for the price I paid for it, it was worth it. And even I'm not too sure actually what they're actually retailing online for new. I must have a look up that, and I'll pop into the video here, guys. But I mean, it's not bad. And again, I've seen the Nintendo Classics. You know, the Nintendo Entertainment Classics selling for 140, 160, even €200 at the moment, which is outrageously priced. And I wouldn't really pay that far. I'd rather just go in and pick up the original system, because my first system, I've said to you all guys, that I ever bought, that I went out and worked for and bought, was the Super Nintendo. So if I was going to buy one of the Nintendo Classics, it would either have to be the Super Nintendo Classic, which I've priced the weekend for €140. I wouldn't pay that for it. And also, if they do ever get around to bringing out the N64 Classic, which you can live and pay for, I would definitely buy one of those. But yeah, so as I said, that's the Coolbaby guys that I've just unboxed. Not a bad system for €5. As I say, you get your 2 controllers in the bag, Everything you need to set it up. It does look like the Super Nintendo. You get over 600 games. Some of them are doubles and whatnot. But for €5, guys, I can't complain. Anyway, guys, look, I hope you have a good week. Because as I say, guys, I hope you have a good week, and we shall talk to you in the next one. And go on, guys, go out and buy Coolbaby if you want. Cheap and cheerful. And you know what? It was worth everything. Have a good one, guys, and take care.